Hello, everybody, and welcome back to TCR Season 9 now. This has been a long time since I've been here. My name is JB, and I'll be taking you through tonight's proceedings. Joining me tonight here at Germany for the Platinum class is Dre. How are you doing, Dre?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm very well. This is going to be very odd for us because we're actually streaming on two platforms for once, isn't it?
We are. We're on Facebook and YouTube.
Yes, so we can now really punish Jones to see how quickly he can put up graphics, which is going to be really fun, isn't it?
Yes. Yes.
So it has been a little bit of a minute since I've been on TCR. Dre, have you got any information for me about TCR that I should probably know about?
It is a tight field for the championship. We got Joe Breezy in the McLaren, 24 McLaren. He has 3 wins last since the UK, Monaco, and France. And then he did finish fourth at Austria, but he's won 3 times here in the last several weeks with 147 points, followed by Seafreeze in second, the defending champion, 2-time champion, with 127 points. Then we got Go-To Guy for P3 with 125 points, and then Dougie Falcon with 112. But also, too, it's a pretty tight battle for the constructors with Haas with 198 points, followed by McLaren with 158 points, and Toro Rosso with 143 points. So it's a close battle all around.
So who's the defending champion? I'm genuinely that far out of it. I don't even know who the defending champion is.
Seafreeze is the defending champion, but also
Really?
Joe Breezy is the champion as well, and
Yes.
Alex is a McLaren teammate. Excuse me, the Racing Point Giant Johnson Alex is also a former champion.
Right, so defending champion Seafreeze is looking very comfortable there. I see that he's split with his once was love of Fatal, though. Sorry, Talon, his once love. Those two were in Toro Rosso together for a while before I.
I think they made a pretty good match, but Talon was very talented on his own, and he's been doing well. Actually, I think he has a win himself. Oh, excuse me, he's been on the podium as well. And so we've been doing. He's been doing really great on his own for his team, but Seafreeze had to stick with Toro Rosso, so he's going to be doing a great job for that as well.
Obviously, this is the last season of Toro Rosso for TCR. As of the 2020 game, we'll be running the Alpha Tauri car, which is going to be really fun to get that wrong every week, isn't it, Trey?
Yes, it is.
I still call the Alfa Romeo a Sauber, because I still think it is a Sauber, and it deserves to be a Sauber. As we catch a professional cutting his way into pit lane, careful, he might get a penalty for that.
Yes, and also, too, the Toro Rosso technically should be called AlphaTauri, so it's going to be 2 new Alphas for 2020, and I'm watching one of the Williams get loose. And JB, if you excuse me for one moment, I got to handle something real quick, but I'll be back in the broadcast booth in 1 second.
Cool. So, you listen to the sultry tones of JB on his own. This is going to be a really interesting qualifying session. You see Dougie Falcons, the Englishman in the Red Bull, just getting his start all wrong. I don't know what's going on here about him. Maybe he's doing another rebuild lap for the car to try and get the car in a good space. He's got the DRS open at slow speed, which is quite interesting as he comes through turn 1. He's going to give us a good look at the track into turn 2 now with the Alfa Romeo behind him. Not sure what was he bails way off the track. I'm not sure what the Alfa Romeo was doing there. It was Talon himself. So onto the second of 3 DRS zones here in Hockenheim. We'll keep our eyes planted on Dougie. We know he's not on a fast lap, but it's intriguing to see what lines he's taking as we do see a couple of drivers getting close together. Dougie going on a slow lap, trying to work out where the grip is for these final couple of runs. He's going to run on these soft tyres. I wonder what the Red Bull Honda can get up to as we're watching Dougie come through towards the catching up actually to the Italian mark of the Toro Rosso, which seems to be Seafreeze. It might be Kersey. We shall see. So keep your eyes planted on Dougie as he starts to get ready to do his first flying lap properly. But you see the difficulty this track brings. It's tight, it's twisty, it's oh so fun. And let's have a look at Toaster. So Toaster in the Ferrari, the number 72 Ferrari. Things to notice about the cars is that both the Racing Point cars are running the number 2, which is interesting, or as I call it, the letter Z, because yeah, it does look like a letter Z. Yeah, if anybody if that interests anyone, of course it doesn't. That's just me. Toaster on the medium compound tyres, looking to improve from P15. Surely he can. He's 4 seconds up on his time. He's definitely going to improve. He's going to jump himself, I think, around P12 if he continues on this current pace. P12, maybe just in P11 if he's quick through this final sector. What can the Italian car do as he comes through? The British driver, sorry, not British driver, the American driver, DRS opening on his car as he pops into P5. I do apologise, much quicker than I expected. Good crikey, yes, Molly. He's done very well up there. Now, let's take a look at Talent, the man we were just discussing, the 91 car. What can the Alfa Romeo driver do? Previously with Toro Rosso, I believe this is the first time out of Toro Rosso for a long time. Failing into pit lane, no. See if we can catch up. I think that was Kersey behind him with the white and blue helmet. Demos is out on track. Damaso is out on track. The number 15 car. So that McLaren looking very comfortable there as he starts to come through sector 1. He's on the medium compound tyres as Iroll retires from the session. It wasn't a crash, I don't think. Though his car has stopped, I think it's just a pull-off because he's had enough of qualifying. Weather's supposed to be cloudy for the race, according to our weatherman Jones. So we'll see if he's corrected, if it'll be correct for the start of the race. And Damaso is really struggling with his McLaren. I promise I'm going to wake up in a minute. Damaso seemed to be lagging out a few times before he managed to get on track finally in the McLaren, so maybe some troubles there with the internet for the Mexican. He comes through towards the back end of the circuit into the Mercedes grandstand, this amazing towering grandstand as they roll up towards the final couple of corners. This is the famous skid plane from 2019 that caused so much drama, the demise of Nico Hülkenberg and Charles Leclerc's chances at winning the race. And Damaso pops it up into 5th. Well done for the McLaren driver. He's going to be ahead of his teammate at this rate. Speaking of which, let's have a look at Joe Breezy. 24 car. Is he going to be as comfortable as his teammate was throughout the slower corners, or is he going to be focusing on straight line speed? Shall we find out? As we focus now, passing one car, he's not going to get to pass the other. They cut through, and whoa, the Williams almost getting very much in the way of 24. 24 does not yield anything. Mr. Cool, that is Joe Breezy. No, sorry, Mr. Breeze, that's who we're looking at. So it's all just a breeze for Joe Breezy as he comes through. Well, wide at the final corner. He's going to cross the line. No, he's going to go pole. The fastest lap by quite a margin there as the laps start to tumble down. Let's see who can challenge him next. We got Fatal on a fast lap. We also have defending champion C Freeze on a fast lap, who he has just given a little bit of a toe for. This is going to be really interesting. What can the 22 car do? He's got, look at that. Look at the alignment there. The Toro Rosso's knowing what they're going to do. Kersey is going to just bail to the inside line and let C-Freeze take the racing line. And that could make the difference between pole position there with the Toro Rossos working together. Sector 2 yellow flag is waving. Doesn't look like we got it. Kill the map and then bring it up again, because that should give us it. There we go. Just slow car purple sector 2 for Mr. Cool, that is C-Freeze. Oh, a little bit of a missed gear change there. Didn't bring the revs down enough. So what can C-Freeze do as he comes through the final couple of corners? Very slow on the uptake there as he tries to get the power down. Over the curbing, DRS opens. Where's he going to go? He's going to go pole again! By 2 tenths ahead of Joe Breezy. Go-To Guy has no responses. He's on a slow lap right now. Who else is on a fast lap? Here's Xander. What can Xandemar do in the Haas?
Alright, I'm back. Sorry about that.
Hello. How you doing?
I'm doing well. Looks like Siegfried has done pretty well so far, starting on pole, but let's see if Joe Breezy has something to say about that.
Joe Breezy was initially on pole before Seafreeze did his fast lap. So, on the stream we're
Joe
looking at
Breezy is
Zandamar.
on a fast lap right now.
So Joe can just about spot him on the map, okay. We're just looking at Zandamar. We'll swap over to take a look at Joe Breezy in just a moment. What can Zandamar do in the 34? Well, that is the Haas car. Really aggressive on the gear changes there. Changing down before the revs are ready. DRS opens on Zandamar's car. He's going to pop it up to 6th. Let's have a look at Joe.
Nice ride by Xantamar. Doing really well. Actually, Seafreeze is actually getting ready to cross the line here. See if he can top his own lap here.
Joe Breezy has just got a millisecond quicker than his previous sector time in Sector 2. And Sector 2 was rapid. Sector 2 yellow flags are waving. That's a Haas. And Seafreeze does not improve on his lap time, 15 seconds down. Joe Breezy taking all the curb and then some, crossing the line. He does just.
Look at that.
And that's it. But Seafreeze has still got a lap.
0.02 of a second.
So, I'm going to keep the stream nailed on Seafreeze right now because this is going to really show the men from the boys. Look at that gap. What is that, hundredths of a thousandth of a second?
Yeah, I think it's 0.02 of a second if I remember correctly. Yeah.
We'll keep an eye though because Seafreeze is on a quick lap right now. Can he beat that? He was down in Sector 1. In Sector 2, he just needs to improve it literally is the tiniest of margins to improve. And he is up. He's up by 13 thousandths of a second.
Fastest set of purple sector in Sector 2.
It's all now down to whether he makes a mistake in these last couple of corners. If he nails them, if the ERS depletes way too much, he's gonna miss it. Is it gonna be pole position for the defending champion?
I think it might just be enough. We'll see what happens.
It is pole position. Back. Oh, he's taking it by a tenth, and Joe Breezy's gonna have his head in his hands going, why?
Joe Breezy's coming back into the pits. Nothing he can do now.
He will be pitting this lap. This time round.
But Seafreeze responded to that very nicely. He prepared himself.
He had time in the pocket, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. There you go.
I reckon he still has more time in the car. I reckon he could have gone faster.
Yeah, but Joe Breezy is not going to make it easy for him. He's still the points leader, but Seafreeze trying to knock him off as much as he can. Last weekend, actually 2 weeks ago in Austria, Seafreeze didn't have the greatest start, and Joe Breezy got ahead of him. And Seafreeze had an incident where he fell back. But he managed to come back, but still, he wasn't able to capitalize on the points that he would like to. So I'm pretty sure Seafreeze wants to try to capitalize as much as possible. You got to think turn 1 is going to be very, very deadly for everyone, especially for time penalty. I know myself regarding yesterday.
Turn 1 is going to be very difficult in general if you get it all wrong. But we'll run through that in a minute as I suddenly collect points for doing absolutely nothing. Let's run through the grid now. By 1/10 of a second, Seafreeze is ahead of Joe Breezy on P1. Then in P2 is Joe Breezy. P3 is Go To Guy. P4 is Damaso, the Mexican driver doing well in his McLaren after lagging out a few times. P5 is Kersey. P6 is Dougie Falcon. P7 is Giant Johnson Alex. P8 is Faithful. P9 is Zandamar, and P10 is Talon. So we'll run through the rest of the grid because I'll have fresh tyres and we'll see what tyres they're on in a moment. Because spoilers.
Well, it's going to be... see, Fatal's the only one that put on the softs. So I am very concerned about him because those tires run off very, very fast.
It's within the first 5 laps, isn't it?
That's about it. And if you lose the back end within those 5 laps... say you do like a little half spin or really the car gets behind you a little bit, that will absolutely chew up your tires like faster than you can believe it.
I commentated on a stream a lot back on the 2018 game, and a guy lost it at turn 3 and he span across the DRS line and ended up in a Marshall gap because his rear tyre had blown on the soft tyres.
Wow. Yeah, you can absolutely, the degradation rate here is super fast. So that's why you saw all the drivers are qualifying and now starting on the mediums for the most part, and then going to the hards. Yesterday's race where I participated in, and Tuesday's race, can't recall a lot of people going on to the soft. So mediums and hards is likely going to be the strategy. But Wednesday and Tuesday we did have safety cars, so I do expect some safety cars this race. But after all, this is the platinum class, so we'll see what happens. But turn one is going to be deadly for a lot of drivers. It's so easy to extend your car there, and you're going to get a lot of penalties there. And so I will expect a lot of penalties after turn one.
So once again, let's run through the grid now. Seafreeze in pole position ahead of Joe Breezy in P2. Go-To-Guy in P3 ahead of Damaso in P4. Kersey is in P5, not really living up to his teammates' speed for this time in qualifying, but we'll see what he can do with the race. Dougie Falcons is in P6 ahead of Giant. Johnson Alex in P7. P8 is Fatal. He's on the soft tyres. Watch him at the start. He'll be very quick. But how long can he hold on to those tyres? P9 is Zandamar ahead of Talon. Those two, the final two qualifiers in the top 10 on the medium compound tyres. Outside the top 10 and with free tyre choice. Kyochin is in P11 for the Williams, and Toaster is in P12. Professional is in P13 ahead of iRoll, who's in P14. Mick is in P15 ahead of Kev, who's in P16. Be Good, the only driver on the hard compound tyres for the entire grid, is in P17, and Hurricane, bringing up the back of the grid, I believe he's reserving tonight, the 97
Correct, yes.
car. So, we saw he didn't get a qualify, so we don't know his pace, Mr. Hurricane, but we do know that Be Good, he's not going to have any pace in that Mercedes for a good while, is he?
No, but it'll take a few laps to warm up, but a lot of these cars stack up a little bit, so as long as he stays in some DRS, he should be fine. And that's what you're going to see a lot. You're going to see a lot of trains. It's going to be difficult for a lot of these cars to break away from each other because of how powerful the DRS is here. You could get away from a car a majority of the track, but then if he's still within 1 second, once you get to that back stretch DRS, he can catch right back up to you and you lose so much time. But also, too, I think I'm going to go with Joe Breezy in the 24 McLaren. I drive the same in the Golden class, so that's going to be my pick for today. Who's yours?
I'm going to have to go the same. I think Joe Breezy's got the better race pace over Seafreeze, but we shall see, because 5 red lights lighting up for 34 laps here in Hockenheim. The lights are on, the lights are out now as the drivers are waiting. A brilliant start from Joe Breezy along it. Can he get alongside Seafreeze and battle him into turn 1? He can just sweep through, but he does cut the corner a little bit for Seafreeze wise. He has let him back through, and no carnage here at turn 1. Everyone very well behaved. Seafreeze leads into turn 2.
So far, no wrecks in the backfield. Everyone's going through pretty cleanly in Sector 2. Now we're going to go in the long back straightaway. Everyone's in single file trying to get as much draft as possible.
Look at the Red Bull, Dougie Falcons looking to the inside line on Go-To-Guy. He's going to turn to the outside line now as he swings around the outside. Is he going to be able to do it on the Haas?
We got 3 wide in the back here in the hairpin. We got these the Mercedes and the Renault cars going 3 right in the back here. We got big bells in the back here.
So the battling all continuing on.
Talent dives in, makes an unnecessary dive and loses the back end, and he gets in a wreck. It looks like iRoll got a piece of that loss of his front wing, but Talent making an unnecessary dive there, cut the grass, and gets inside to another car.
Oh,
I believe
big
that
damage.
is iRoll.
No, it's Toaster. Big damage on Toaster's front wing. He's got the HRT front wing right now. No downforce whatsoever. He will be seen into pit lane this time round. Talon with no visible damage on his front wing. Did he just make an unnecessary move?
Yeah, it was a big dive. He saw a lot of drivers kind of stacking up there, and he went for it. And unfortunately, I don't think his tires were ready for it yet. So,
see Go-To-Guy now challenging by Kersey. Go-To-Guy's tyres aren't working. Something's wrong on the Haas right now. Either his downforce balance is wrong, but he cannot get that car. He's just slipping further and further back.
But Fatal on those softs, he's actually making up pace. I believe he started P8, and now he's up to P6 and hanging with the leaders in this little pack here.
Giant Johnson dropping behind Kyochin. They're going side by side as they head towards Sector 3. Not long left of this particular lap. And Kyochin's going to have to just back off from one of the number 2 cars on the track.
Kyochin hanging in there for the last points paying position. with those medium tires. But let's see what's up here with the leaders so far. Pretty much single file. No real major moves yet, but everyone's just kind of settle in, try to get used to the track before they start making some major moves.
Giant Johnson's rear end didn't look like it was playing ball there for a moment there as he comes onto... Yeah, his rear end is slipping a lot in the racing point as we look at Kilchin. He should have the run now as DRS has been enabled. Time to play with our favourite go faster button.
Now the DRS is now enabled. You're going to see a lot more major moves entering this hairpin. There's 3 DRS zones, one the front straight, the second turn, and then the back straightaway. And so now most of the drivers are on the back straightaway. We're going to see who can make some major moves. So far I'm looking on with Damaso for Fatal. For P6, Damaso make it look on the inside.
Joe Breezy. Joe Breezy's hit C3s. He's hit his rear end. No damage on either end, but a double lockup for the champion as he tried not to hit him.
We still have side-by-side with Damaso for P6 with Fatal.
Wow.
I don't know what the conditions are for Fatal's tires right now, but he's definitely using some up to protect the position.
He's definitely struggling there for the number 6 car. No, it's not Nicholas Latifi, but he is in a Williams.
Oh, yes.
Damaso, I think, is the faster car right now. I think Fatal's just had some expert defense from a seasoned driver.
Yes. Damaso's a really good driver. And also, too, just the whole top 13 or 14th is all within maybe 2-3 seconds of each other because of kind of some tight line racing going on. Just
something's wrong.
Train.
Fatal's made a big mistake. He's gone way wide and he's lost the position to Damaso into turn 1. He just scooped up a load of gravel.
He's going to try to do the undercut and cut back in on Damaso. Damaso's glitching out there a little bit, but Damaso cuts him off.
The Mexican.
And Fatal's going to wait for the DRS range.
Into the dust. You see the dust being kicked up by the tyres there as the Fatal pulling to the outside line. Should be a pretty simple move, but Joe Breezy into the lead at turn 1. Sorry, into the lead at the hairpin. No, getting it back is C3's who's got the run. Now we'll see what 22 versus 24. Side. 24 bailing out.
There's plenty of time for Joe Breezy to get ahead. But also, too, it's a huge disadvantage for Joe Breezy to be ahead because the DRS is very powerful around here. And so I won't be surprised if you see the leaders will be swapping each other positions pretty regularly.
It will be interesting to see what happens. Let's jump on board with Andamar quickly. He's right behind Damaso, who has still been passed again by Fatal. So Fatal's still ahead.
But this also helps Xandamar because Xandamar is coming back on Damaso. Damaso runs a little wide there, and he has DRS now. And so Xandamar and his Haas qualify pretty low in the grid than normally, and he's trying to catch up. And Keochin gets a 3-second time penalty, and we'll start seeing that more regular as these tires fall off. I know I had a trouble with that yesterday, so I wouldn't be surprised if you see a lot more drivers have issue with that today.
Joe Breezy tucking it to the outside line now on C3's. He's through, but can C3's get him on the brakes? He cannot. Joe Breezy's gone deep at the hairpin, no, but C3's is now relegated to P2, and Dougie Falcon's saying, you know what, I quite fancy myself in P2. Can I have a try?
Yeah, so while we were looking at that, also Damaso got around from Fatal, and so the other McLaren driver is starting to get back up to the position where he started.
So it'll be interesting to see how the McLarens can do in this race. It'll be lovely.
Big dive from I-Roll on Giant Johnson Alex, and
he's
very dangerous move. Not a very good move by I-Roll. He made a dive down there and didn't stick there, and then lost it back in, trying to recover, and lost position out to Hurricane, and might lose his position to Kev Berge.
This isn't an overtaking place, but Kev is going to try it, isn't he?
Oh, he was definitely looking at it right there.
Joe Breezy trying to break away from C3 by doing the fastest lap, and there into pit lane is I-Roll. I think there's definite damage on the front wing of that car.
So not a good day for the Ferraris. They've unfortunately got involved in losing the front wing, so both of them are in 17th and 18th, unfortunately. Joe Breezy's trying to get away from C3 as much as possible. This is the furthest gap I've seen from the leader, but C3 is slowly trying to pull himself up as much as possible, still within DRS range.
Kyochin now to the inside line as Xandamar goes past Fatal, and Kyochin is going to try and pass his teammate at the same time. It'll be an opportune move as I learn to speak English. And Fatal is going to have to bail out of it. His tyres are starting to struggle here on lap 6. You can see the blistering on the front left. Sector
Oh
2
yeah,
yellow flags.
we'll have
There's a
to.
mistake in professional. He's in the wall
Professional
alongside Mick.
Oh, they must have got hooked up next to each other on the exit there.
That'd be a
Not a
fun
really
one to
good
see.
day for the Renault and for the Racing Point driver. I don't think Professional's very happy about that.
No, I mean, was he weaving there because to get his tires clean, or was he weaving there because the game won't allow you to put a certain finger up at another driver?
A little bit of both, maybe. Okay, maybe he's trying to clean his tires and maybe trying to get around
Giant
gently.
Johnson,
he may have some.
Alex is in AI mode.
I think he might have lagged out. Unfortunately, I think this has happened before with him. So hopefully, get a talent. Gets a 3-second time penalty. And so Professional and Nick are now into...
He's crashed. Giant Johnson, Alex has crashed.
Oh.
Well, he's retired.
Unfortunate.
He's retired, but the car's still driving. Hey, what? Something might have happened in his real life, so he's had to bail out of the game, and that's completely understandable if it has. Hopefully, there's nothing drastic. So we have our first retirement. It's not the way we wanted it. It is unfortunate to see. Let's take a look again at the leaders, though. Because these two are going to be ebbing and flowing, and to be honest, Seafreeze is going to be wondering what's wrong with my setup. Why can't I get close enough?
Well, he's able to maintain by staying in a DRS. But if he loses that DRS, I think it'll be really difficult for Seafreeze to catch back up, because Joe Breezy is able to get a larger gap than what Seafreeze was able to do. But also, too, Dougie Falcon is a second behind Seafreeze as well, so he can't even get in DRS right now. And that allows Kuzi to stay in DRS range on Dougie Falcon, but you're going to see this often, these little packs of group trying to stay within each other's DRS range.
If you look at it, though, he only gained a 10th on that straight. Joe Breezy's got some monstrous... He's not running any wing at all. He's got Monza set up on that car.
Well, that's actually a very good point, because yesterday when I raced, I used my Monza setup.
Zandamar has passed Kyochin. No, they're side by side as they come off the DRS straight. Oh, where did he touch?
Kyochin makes a pretty amazing move on the outside. Didn't stick, but I thought that was a really nice move right there.
He hit his barge board there, and that's what they're there for. Kyochin really could say, Zandamar hit me off onto the grass. But I wonder if she was to just go, did you break your car? No? Then keep going. Is it working? It is a Williams, but keep going. I reckon he's got some real speed in that Williams, Kyochin. I think we'll see him up with the big boys to play soon.
And go-to guy gets a 3-second time penalty. He's in the top 5, so that's definitely going to hurt him. So far, no safety cars or virtual safety cars, so that's a good sign right there. Kev Berge, 3-second time penalty. All this happened in turn 1.
Let's look at Hurricane. In 9 laps, he's gone from 18th on the grid to 9th place. Granted, he might just be relegated to 10th place, but he's driving a stonking race. He's doing very well, isn't he?
Yes, as he gets passed by Kev Berge right now, who's on probably a different strategy with them right now, but he's still able to maintain. And we don't have to DRS. Unfortunately for Hurricane, he just get a 3-second time period for cutting that corner a little bit there. But for him, not able to really put some laps on the track, and he's able to participate in this race. He's doing a pretty good job.
Zandamar now under pressure from Kyochin once more, so Haas versus Williams is starting to ramp up once more. It's just like 2019 according to Williams' story all over again.
But this time, fortunately, the Williams and the Haas can actually participate in equal terms on a lot of platforms. So Zandamar and Kyochin are some of the fastest guys out here, and they're doing a great job right now, battling pretty hard.
DRS open on Kyochin's car as he looks towards the back of Zandamar, and wow! The little squeak as he locked up one tire. We don't know which one it was, but the car squeaking going, I'm getting close to the
Kyochin got a massive run on Zandamar. Probably going to clear him before he reaches the corner.
He has cleared, and what can the 34 do as a response as Kyochin goes aggressively defensive there to the inside? but he's not having any of it. Zandemar's just saying, right, well, I'm going to just sit behind you for another lap.
Zandemar get another run on him. He's going to cut back in on him.
We've seen this happen before. Oh, he had to lift. Very well done to Zandemar to not run into the side of Kyochin, and Kyochin, well, big balls and to not make a mistake.
And that's the catch about the hairpin on the exit. Once you get past the car, you got to get away from him as fast as you possibly can, because if you come back around and, he's still within the DRS range, you're just going to be on the other end of the, shoes on the other foot.
Big moment as Kersey catches the Toro Rosso. He just ran it onto the grass and seesawed the steering wheel more times than I did at the childhood playground. Crikey.
It was a great save by Kersey right there. Look, Dougie, he's having issues on his back end as well. He's trying to protect his rear ends, but it looks like Kuz is going to make a run, but also Seafreeze looks like he can make a run on Dougie. On Breezy. As Breezy make a defensive move, Seafreeze goes in deep, try to get the undercut back in, back to the throttle, and try to stay within range. But Kuzi gets the position on Dougie.
So even after that mistake in turn 1, you see how powerful that DRS really is. And I went very British about 10 minutes ago. But we will see what can happen now as the race comes down for Toro Rosso. Then Toaster's out in the pit lane. He's retired and chose to retire the car. Will that throw a safety car? It possibly could. As they come up towards the lap, Mick and the professional, they're not a million miles away from being relegated by 1 lap, are they, Dre?
No, I think they're going to be good, but, like I said, if a safety car happens, then they can come right back up in the field, and so we'll see what happens. I think we might survive a safety car this race, but with the new update, we should see safety cars a little bit more rapidly this season.
We had 3 in the commentary session I did on Wednesday. Not for TCR, for another league.
We actually had 3 yesterday in the real Golden Class TCR, so they definitely see them more commonly. Now, Xandamar gets a 3-second time penalty in turn 1. Also to keep in mind these time penalties are going to start racking up, and it's going to be the factor. Yesterday I came in line across the line P3, but unfortunately due to penalties I finished P7. So.
No.
I know, it was very disappointing, but it's one of those things, especially when you have a late safety car when everyone's bunched up, so it tends to happen.
Hurricane passing Kev. Kev now trying to come back at Hurricane and blocking off Talon, and Talon's going to be thinking, good grief, pick a lane.
Talon's starting to pick back up. He was one of the first drivers early on to lose their back end.
Whoa,
and get involved
to
in
the
an
outside
incident,
line.
He's coming back and trying to get that spot back.
The 91 car is seriously putting pressure on, I believe that's a 66 car.
Kent Berge goes in pretty deep, nearly lose the back end. I feel like Xandamar and Keochin's been battling all race, as well as Kent Berge, as Dougie and Kuz has been battling, so is Seafreeze and Joe Breezy. But Joe Breezy has managed to keep Seafreeze at bay, but Seafreeze also has been saving some ERS as well, so he probably just sitting back and wait until after their first pit stop. And they should be pitting here with the next 5 laps, and then they'll probably take those hards all the way to the end. So we'll see what happens.
It most certainly will. Just coming up to 2 a.m. In the UK. What time is it for you, Drake?
It's coming to 9 p.m. on the East Coast here in the United States.
So, wherever you are, I hope you're enjoying this TCR Grand Prix. the TCR race. As we're looking at Hurricane getting relegated to P11 by Tandon, sorry. Zandamar used to be in the Alfa Romeo. I will learn to speak English. Just let me reboot my brain for a minute.
So far it's been pretty calm. A few incidents here and there, and a couple retirements, but overall nothing major.
Pitting.
Driver just trying to start. Damaso's in the pits now. He's the first driver, followed by Xandamar. They want to get off those mediums as fast as possible.
Kilchin's going to have to respond now if he wants to stay ahead of Zandamar. He's going to have to do a quality lap now, and then get in and out the pits before Zandamar comes back round, hasn't he, Dre?
Oh yeah, absolutely. And also Kuzi loses out to Ducky Falcon for P3, so for the last podium position. But yeah, coming out of the pits, we won't see drivers coming on to the hards. So far, clear weather, so we don't expect any rain, and they're going to take those to the end. But their in lap, out lap is going to have to be pretty fast if they want to try to overtake one of their competitors.
Most definitely. As we're looking aboard C3's now on the stream, is he gonna fake to pit lane? Has he got the call from his engineer? If Joe goes into pit lane, you go one more. If he goes one more, you go into pit lane. Is that the call?
Yeah, I think it's.
No, they're both coming in.
They're coming at the same time. Yeah.
Oh, Joe's made a mistake.
Gets a little bit in the, so C3's make up just a tenth of a time there. That's not going to help him, but
I think he's made up too.
Falcon
I think he's going to get through.
Stays out. So is QZ.
McLaren
so they're going
in.
to continue battling.
Now it's into the pit crews. Who's quicker? It's Joe Breezy, and he's actually gained time due to lag there. So Joe Breezy is ahead now. Once more. And there's a bit of a mistake at the back. It's a Sauber by the looks of it.
It's Talon. Unfortunately, loses the back end there.
Into pit lane. Once more, it's like the IndyCar race all over again. Did you manage to watch it? I know, completely out of nowhere, but did you manage to watch the IndyCar esports?
I watched the one from Michigan. I haven't seen the most recent one.
I loved Michigan. That was great. I think Michigan was the most recent one, wasn't it?
Oh, okay.
Yes.
I know they've been practicing at different tracks like Spa and other places like that where they can
take the IndyCar to
loop. Where they can take the IndyCar to international places where they normally can go. But that's been interesting as well.
The one that they should take it to should be Silverstone.
Oh, I think that would be nice as well.
IndyCar at Silverstone would be the dogs and mentionables.
Well, here in the United States, they're already racing at the Circuit of the Americas. As we look on down to the leaders, Seafreeze is above a second behind Joe Breezy, so he will no longer have DRS, to support him and try to get back to the lead. And so he's going to have to really push his car without getting a penalty, and to try to catch back up to Joe Breezy.
In all of this, Kjolchin did stay ahead of Zandamar after pitting, so Zandamar is still behind the Williams of Kjolchin, and that's going to aggravate him. Like, how many laps can you do behind a car before you think, I just want to hit you off?
Zandamar is a talented driver. I think he can definitely get around
if
he
really pushes it. Oh, can we get camera there? We're going to get one quickly with a safety car.
It's have a safety car.
The same place as Perez dropped it in 2019.
Yes, it is. So we have a safety car. I think this really helps Dougie Falcon, because Dougie Falcon can come onto his hards and probably be ahead of the drivers.
Go-to guy. No. With penalty for drive-through for speeding under the safety car. That is go-to guy's race over.
But this really helps the drivers who has not pitted, like Dougie and Kuzi. They can get back into their positions, probably in the better ones, especially for Dougie Falcon, because he's coming to the pits now. He's going to put those hard tires on, and he's probably going to come out ahead of Joe Breezy if he can. If not, he might get ahead of Seafree, so it's going to be close.
Keeping an eye now, Joe Breezy just passing, and Kersey getting a time penalty under safety car. He's going to be third by the looks of it. Yeah, Dougie Falcon
so he maintains his
third.
position, but still, I think that was a pretty good shot for him. But Kuzi didn't make an advantage on that, and go-to guy still has those penalties. So we're down to 15 drivers, and we still got drivers coming to the pits of Be Good, Fatal, Damaso, and Iro. Damaso, he's going to put on probably the mediums, I think. Oh, no, he's going to stick with the hards again, probably just a fresher pair of hards, because he was on his hards, and so he could have put on the mediums to the end. But I think he's going to replace the front wing, and he's going to go on out.
So the drivers have now been picked up by the TCR safety car. There's suspiciously disguised as a Mercedes.
Yeah. So now we have the safety car. I was just saying before the safety car, Seafreeze was not within 1 second of Joe Breezy, so that was a pretty major disadvantage. But now everyone's kind of backed up, so Seafreeze is going to try to go for that win again. This gives them another shot, but also allows Dougie Falcon, who hasn't really, he's been up there, but hasn't really took it to the leaders yet. I think he has a shot of doing that this time after the safety car.
He definitely has time to play in his bank. So as we look upon the safety car, who do we think is driving the safety car? Do we think it's Jones?
It's probably Jonesy. He's out there in Germany driving a German car, the Mercedes-Benz, so that's nice as well.
I actually really like the SLS. That one, I really like it. So Jimmy
we got
James,
a few people. We got a few people in the chat here, commentating. So let us know what you think after the safety car. Who you think will have the advantage? I think it's going to be the top three. Breezy started P2, managed to get around to Seafreeze early on, but we'll see what happens. So leave a comment down in the Facebook or YouTube, and we'll see what your predictions are if they come true.
So if one driver out of rotation like everyone else, and that is Mick. Now, will he be able to go full speed to be able to catch up to the grid? I believe he should be able to, should he? Shouldn't he?
Yeah, I don't know. He was always near the rear, but I think the safety car will go this lap. Yesterday, there was a late safety car for the Golden class, and the safety car went after, I think, one lap once they got everyone up, but not everyone had fully pitted.
As long as there's more than 3 laps to go,
yeah,
it's always 3 laps. If it's like within the last 3 laps, then they drop it down by 1 until they have the end. They want a race finish.
Yeah. But I don't know. Mick might be able to make it in time. If not, it's probably give him the advantage because he can go full speed and potentially make up his position.
One more lap behind the safety car now. So Mick will catch up as we look at Joe Breezy. Joe Breezy abusing those tyres. Professionals saying, who's the fastest? What's up, professional? What are you questioning there?
Well, he commented in the chat on YouTube saying WTF, so I think he's not very happy with
who's the fastest.
His result. Yeah.
This should be
we'll
interesting.
See what happens. But I think Joe Breezy still has the raw pace, and so is Seafreeze. But they've really been racing each other hard. Both so far have not got penalties. And Dougie Falcon and Kuzi have. To my knowledge, don't have any penalties, but Go-To Guy definitely has penalties, NMR has penalties, and further guys in the rear, but we'll see what happens. So,
for the random point of our safety car, so we can relax a bit, what are you drinking today, Dre? You got any drink with you for watching this race?
I am actually drinking nothing right now, but I should be. What would you recommend?
I've got coffee because it is 2:10 in the morning. No, I have to say coffee because we don't know what's in it.
Yes, there you go.
I'd love an Irish coffee.
Yes. Sometimes I like to put a little Irish Baileys in my coffee from time to time.
Yeah, Irish up the coffee really fast. I don't drink. I don't know why I'm talking about this.
But also, too, this is a kid-friendly stream as well, so we have to keep that
TCR,
in mind.
don't drink and drive. Do drink and ride. Safety car is in this lap, thank God for that. Can you imagine another 5 laps of us? Now, this is where the drivers now need to calm down and understand you can't just plant it like that. There's been a big collision, Hurricane just planting the brakes. And there's a huge...
we got cars stacking up. Be good, get a 5-second time penalty. Joe Breezy really slowing down the field.
Someone got excited. Joe can't go anyway. He's got to wait. He's still got the limiter on the car. He's off. Is he lagging for you?
No. He's good. He is weaving back and forth, but the safety car is now in the pits, and he is the leader. He can control it. And I imagine he will start going right about now.
Nope. Still going.
He's still in control. There we go.
So he's gone now.
Dougie Falcon gets a great run with Seafreeze on the back of Seafreeze. Oh, Dougie runs a little bit wide there. KO Ching gets a 3-second time penalty. We got a little gap of group drivers breaking away. So far, pretty clean.
Everyone very well behaved. We're back racing here. We've got 15 laps to go. The German
Dougie
Grand Prix.
Is on the back of Seafreeze here.
He's going to check it.
Trying to overcheck each other.
He's going for it. Oh!
They both back out. wait for another opportunity.
Everyone being well behaved. Go to guy. Remember, he has a drive-through penalty from speedy under the safety car. The 43 car is going to have to bail into pit lane within 3 laps of this restart.
KO Chen gets around. KO Chen gets around. Go to guy locks up in turn 7. Hurricane loses out to P9 to Fatal. He runs wide in that corner.
Oh, discussion beginning in the chat. We'll take a look at that as soon as we get a moment. We do apologise for not being able to interact with the fans. We've got to keep this thing going. And Talon, oh, big lag from Hurricane. That's possibly just on my end. Go to guy into pit lane. He's going to try and get that penalty well out of the way soon and get back and try and salvage something from this race.
Yeah, just people fast lap commenting. We're going to have to get a fast restart tutorial on the league. And Professional saying lost of Wayne due to roll doing a dive bomb on my teammate. A domino effect screwed him over. So unfortunate for Professional as Talon gets around Hurricane in that Renault and the higher pin.
So the Renault is going to be forced
trying
out.
to go for it as well.
Damaso will have the run
try
here.
To go for it.
And he's through. We saw Hurricane was part of that big pile-up of cars. I think there won't be damage on the Renault's nose because there's the Ferrari of Iroll.
Dives in.
There's something.
Hurricane and the Renault is losing out. I don't know if he had damage or just not set
trying
up
to
right.
see it. There's something drastically wrong with that Renault, and it's not that they spent so much money on Daniel Ricciardo.
Well, they definitely Renault needs their money to get their car back where it needs to be, but right now it's not looking so well.
Joe Breezy, the fastest man on track as he runs through turn 1, trying to break as far away as DRS has been enabled now. Kersey with a time penalty. That's him and Kyochin are not going to be staying up that very high as we start as we come to the end of the grid. End of the race.
Seafree still has DRS on Joe Breezy, but he's losing time. He's actually
he's not got it.
Falcon.
Wait, DRS isn't open.
Oh, he didn't open it. No, he didn't. He didn't open. Now he's going to lose out. Potentially, Dougie Falcon going in for the inside. He's going to shut the door.
Is the DRS wing working? The door yet.
I'm not sure. He definitely did not use it that time around. Dougie kind of cut the corner there a little bit. Still 2 tires on the track.
Lock up.
Seafreeze is fighting hard.
Look at these two. The Austrian Mark fighting against the Italian one. The future Alpha Tauri car did not give in as you see Dougie Falcon's just spurting the engine, trying to get through on that Toro Rosso.
And because of their fighting, Seafreeze loses time out to Joe Breezy, and he is now no longer within DRS range.
It's a shame. I wanted to see if that wing was going to open.
Fast Slap commented on the YouTube chat saying that the championship battle is being decided here for the Platinum Drivers. I absolutely agree. I think it's going to be a great battle.
I think we'll see what can happen. And obviously, we'll endeavour to take you through as much as we can if the lag would calm down on my internet. I apologise, British Wi-Fi in this current climate of the world is not doing very well. Dougie, though, he's going to the inside line. And he is through. The Red Bull driver saying, right, I've had enough of seeing your rear wing. Look at mine for a bit.
Yeah, it's a really great battle that's going on here with Dougie and Seafreeze. Seafreeze losing out to Dougie there, but I think Seafreeze is definitely going to battle back and try to get that P2 position, but we'll see what happens.
Double lockup for Kev Berge as he tries to get through on Fatal. And in fact, that lockup is putting under pressure from Talon. Talon trying to get his claws past the Mercedes. What can he do as he gets very close?
He's starting to catch back up to the leaders. He's in within a half a second of Seafreeze, along with behind his teammate Kuzi. So Kuzi and Keochin has been kind of battling a lot of the race, but they've been really pushing each other.
Keep my eye on the map so I can see how close the drivers are. The Toro Rossos, are they going to try a slingshot maneuver and try and get Kersey to jump past Falcons? I don't know. It seems DRS is back active on Seafreeze's car, so his wing is working.
He might take a look.
No, not yet. He's way too close. One misstep there, and it would be Kersey passing you, not you passing Dougie.
Oh, yes, that, really stuck into Talon. Was battling really hard with Kev Berge right there. Allows Damaso to catch back up. Talon.
Here he goes.
Kev Berge blocks hard. Trying to make a move on the outside. Cuts him a little bit. I think we get the other cut back there. Oh, it works out for him. Kev Berge loses out that spot. And then Damaso takes a look on that, but not quite there.
Oh, Talon got so lucky there. He just dropped a wheel just on the gravel and he managed to dance across it like only Talon can.
Joe Breezy sets another fastest lap.
Kev Berge's made a mistake and Damaso had to hit the brakes hard, and here comes iRoll. He's going to steamroll his way through these guys. He doesn't care. He's going to get through into the top 10. He wants some points today. Kev Berge with another time penalty.
Unfortunate, so we got a nice big battle for P8th, essentially. We got P8, 9, 10th, and 11th battling out for those points right there. They want those points. The big long train, they're all in the DRS range to see who's able to overtake who. As Kev Berge is going to battle back on Talon. He's going to look on the inside. Talon goes for defense, but not quite there. They both dive in deep.
iRoll just pushing Damaso a little bit through there. Just go and get through. Come on. I want to catch up with these guys.
Look, Seafreeze is starting to catch back on Dougie Falcon a little bit there. He still managed to stay away from Seafreeze, but Seafreeze is still within DRS range. So far, Joe Breeze has managed to drive away from these drivers just a little bit.
There was a big lockup for Kev Berge, who's trying to stick on the back of Talon. I think Talon is now going to start to look to run away from this guy in the Mercedes. He wants to get through as there's a bit of lag from the Mexican driver. I do apologise. I'm going to jump on board with the Ferrari of iRoll.
Joe Breezy, man, consistently set fastest lap for like 3 laps in a row. He is pushing that car. As Seafreeze is on the back of Dougie Falcon. Let's see, in this DRS range, he can possibly overtake Dougie in that his senior car of that Red Bull.
The sister car is going to be trying to stay on the inside line. He can't do it, so Seafreeze is through. Can Dougie, though, use the brakes?
Them off, shuts that door there, but Dougie Falcon's going to try to do the undercut here. He's on the back of Seafreeze right now. He doesn't have much ERS to work with here.
Someone is breeding for a wreck at some point because they're all getting very close together at the back of this field.
Oh, yes.
It's like NASCAR when they're all driving in a line. You know that something's going to go wrong. One person makes one mistake and they're all gone.
Right. We got a nice little middle battle between Xandamar and Fatal. And they're fighting for P6 there.
iRoll catching the rear end as he runs on the grass there. He hasn't got as much of a dancing ability as we saw Talon have, but Seafreeze is now turning the car up.
At the fastest lap. He's going to try to push his car.
He wants to get past Breezy.
And he's running away a little bit with Dougie. He's still within DRS range, but starting to build a gap between Dougie.
I don't even know how to predict it now, because I think Joe Breezy's still got the natural pace in the car. But I still think Seafreeze has got something in him. He's still got some time.
Yeah, you definitely shouldn't count Seafreeze out. But a lot has happened since then, and unfortunately he's battling with Falcon. May have cost him some time. But we got about 8 laps to go. We'll see what happens.
Oh, something's happened to Damaso in the McLaren. He's dropped well back. He's now... Oh, God, he's in trouble. He's got a broken wing.
Some of his ring. Oh, he has retired from the race.
Is that going to cause a safety car? It could. Really? No, pulling off now. Hello, Mr. Marshall. I went so British there, it's unbelievable.
I think we're going to be fine. I think we're going to maintain.
No, safety car after that. Something must have happened. I was having a sip of my coffee.
It looks like he lost some of his front wing or something. Yeah.
Now he was racing hard. He was racing hard with iRoll and Talon and Kev Berge. So I wonder if he was just. Well, you know what? Let's wait for the stewards' inquiry to see the video.
Also, too, Seafreeze has caught up a second from Joe Breezy, so now Seafreeze is 1.1 second off the leader. But Dougie Falcon is fighting back. He's going to try to push it as well. He's not going to make it easy for Seafreeze.
With McLaren informing Joe Breezy saying, listen, you're now the only McLaren in the field, it makes it all the more important that he wins this race to get more points.
Absolutely.
He needs the maximum amount of points. He needs that faster lap, and he needs the win to just carry on his charges, especially for the constructor side of things.
Oh, I agree, absolutely. So far, actually, Haas is leading the points, but Xanamar is the highest Haas right now, P6, and the other Haas of Go-To Guy is actually in the points. But so not the greatest day for Haas as well. Actually, the one to pick up probably the most points is Toro Rosso with P2 and P3. We'll see if they get P1, but we'll see.
Still got time to go. We have 6 laps of the race to go as we keep an eye on the drivers in every position. Dougie Falcon challenging Seafreeze. Let's take a
pretty fast run here. He's going to take a look. I think he should.
Whoa. Dougie Falcons will cry, he moved in the braking zone. Seafreeze will say, nah, I didn't. I ain't doing that wrong. Meanwhile, in the background, you see...
Honestly, I think Dougie is testing Seafreeze. Where can I do this if I'm going to have to make a move? Where can I push the car? Where are the weaknesses that Seafreeze has? Because Seafreeze has been really getting... losing time to Dougie a little bit there. He's been trying to chase it, but... Falcon's been really catching up to him, so we'll see what happens.
We have a large battle for the final points paying position. 3 cars involved. Mick, Go-To Guy, and Kev will keep an eye on that as we go on to the 30th tour of this track.
It's a tight battle for the last points paying position here. We've got a lot of drivers really stacking up.
Have a look, Go-To Guy. He wants to make something of this race after that drive-through penalty under safety car.
Right, yes. He's going to have DRS runs behind these guys pretty tight. That turn 1 kink has been a make or break for a lot of drivers.
Inside line, Go-To Guy.
Mick leaves the room. He saw him coming. He left a little bit of room. Now he's going to undercut back, get the DRS, and try to chase down Kev Berge. That was a pretty great move.
2 DRS running cars, Haas versus Renault. These cars have history.
Oh, we might go 3 wide. No,
Whoa.
but Kev Berge locks up a little bit, but Go-To Guy can't quite get there.
Mick very much bailed out of that move, didn't he?
Also, too, Joe Breeze has lost a lot of time to Seafreeze. Seafreeze is really catching up
Go-To Guy to the inside line. He is through. Kev Berge loses 2 positions in one corner. He's off the track.
Uh-oh, Kev Berge.
He's off the track, back on the track now, and Seafreeze can see the win in his eyes. The 31st
He's pushing
lap
hard.
has begun.
He just set one of the fastest sectors in the race. Seafreeze is not letting this one go. They're all equally away from each other, half a second. So if Go-To Guy, if Joe Breezy and Seafreeze battle too hard, then he's going to lose out to Dougie. Dougie's going to possibly be able to capitalize on that.
What can they do as they come towards the hairpin for the 31st time? Seafreeze is... Oh, Kev Berge retires. Well, we knew that was coming. He didn't look very comfortable with the car at the end.
So we're now down to 13 drivers in this race.
And the battling couldn't get any hotter. Zandamar and Fatal battling now.
Seafreeze doesn't get the greatest run out of there. That allows Breezy and Dougie to catch up a little bit.
Dougie is just hanging on. He's latched his nails into the back of that car, and he's having him pull him along, isn't he?
Oh, absolutely. He's. We'll see what happens. I think it's up to any of these 2 drivers, because if Seafreeze and Breezy battle out too hard, like I said, Falcon can capitalize. So we'll see. Falcon does not get the greatest exit off the last turn, but he still has DRS to push him along with it. And so
Kyochin in trouble! Kyochin way off the track at the final corner. He's hit the wall, and that's damage to number 6, who was doing so well.
Seafreeze makes a move on turn on Breezy, so now we have a change in the lead.
It's all gone wrong for Kyochin, but now Joe Breezy is thinking, okay, You want to have the lead. Let's play with it. Let's fight for it. And like
Well,
Father Christmas with his 2 reindeer, Dougie Falcon is right there.
I hope this is a tactical move by Breezy, just to save some ERS and just to wait till his proper moment to attack back. He still have time. He has about 2 laps. He has won the fastest lap, and he's been consistently fast on this track, so he definitely has a shot, but he's losing a little bit of time to Seafreeze right now.
So what can Dougie Falcon do? He's going to want to get through sooner rather than later.
Yeah, Breezy is losing a lot of time to Seafreeze right now, almost to a second,
Dougie's
but he still has time.
Dougie's still got the younger tyres though, isn't he?
2 laps pressure, because he was able to pit under the safety car. But at this point, I'm pretty sure they're pretty much all equal. They're pretty worn now, and everyone's kind of trying to push the car as farther as they can. But Dougie Falcon gets a great exit off of turn 2, and he's going to make a move on the championship leader, Joe Breezy. Joe Breezy's fighting hard, but can't quite get there. They both dive in pretty deep. And I think Dougie Falcon's going to get side by side. And Dougie Falcon is going to get barely ahead of Joe Breezy. Joe Breezy fight back. He might get the inside. No, he backs off.
How
so
close do you want to get?
Within 3 laps, Joe Breezy leading pretty much every single lap is going to possibly hang on to the last podium position.
Dougie Falcon has gone fastest in Sector 2. He wants the win today. Kyochin has retired from the race. The 12 drivers will complete this race at this rate. Dougie Falcon has got the hottest car on the track. He only has 1 more lap to do it. Is he going to denounce Seafreeze, and is he going to take the win today?
He might. He's only everyone's still in the DRS range.
Oh no! What?
Disqualified. Joe Breezy's been disqualified from the session.
Surely not.
Kyochin goes harder on the outside. I'm not sure what happened there.
He's been disqualified for failing to use another mandatory tyre. I thought he started with the mediums.
I thought he did as well. I'm not sure what's going on there, but he's been disqualified from the race. He's P18th, unfortunately. Dougie almost taps it back at Seafreeze. He's on him. This is his best shot right now. He has to make a deep dive move onto Seafreeze. He's pretty much all out of ERS. Seafreeze blocks, and he's going to try to do the undercut, try to get back on the faster.
Seafreeze has got trouble. Something's wrong with his tyres. Are starting to go off. Dougie can do it. He just has to pick the right moment. This is going to be a muscular move if he can do it.
I think Seafreeze has managed to hang on to this. He had a few opportunities there, but unfortunately didn't pan out for him. Seafreeze parked the car where he needed to. And to my knowledge, Seafreeze and Dougie do not have any penalties, and I think they'll come across the track as they are. 1-2. Seafreeze is going to win here at Germany.
Seafreeze wins ahead of Dougie Falcon in P2. Kersey on the road is going to finish in P3, but I think he might drop back a few positions. I think he might drop to at least 5th. You see Talon now fighting. He's going to aim to be higher up. No, Kersey does retain P3. Zandamar P4. Vehicle P5. Talon is in P6. I roll P7. Gochukai managed to make something of it in P8. Mick is going to be P7, apologies. And P9 is Gochukai. P10 will be Good. And P11 will be Hurricane. He seemed to just be the Hurricane this race. He seemed to be involved in everything, didn't he?
Yeah, he managed to bring the car home, and good day for Be Good. He managed to get a point today, and that's always good for Mercedes.
It's definitely. Well.
Wow, that was interesting. Kind of bad luck for Joe Breezy. I'm not sure what happened there. Apparently, the game said he didn't put on the proper tires, but I'm pretty sure he started on the mediums.
He did. I'm sure he did. We can find out in a minute, post the podium. But was that just? We shall find out soon. Good day for Toro Rosso, though, on the podium, ahead of a Red Bull. And Dougie Falcon is going to be thinking, oh, what could have been if I just got past Breezy sooner?
Yeah, but great day for Toro Rosso and Red Bull in general. Look at their cars. There's both the senior and sister car on the podium today, so good day for them, for Red Bull and Toro Rosso. Well, Toro Rosso is going to do really great in the constructor points.
So, barring any
And
Stewards investigations, do you want to run through this, Dre?
sure, we got Seafreeze, followed by Dougie and Kuzi, Xandamar run down the top four. Fatal, Talon, Mick, Iroh, Gotuka, and Big get the last points paying position, and then Hurricane be the last driver to cross the line. Unfortunately, we had some DNFs and retirements from KO, Chinka, Brigga, and Damaso, followed by Professional, Toaster, Giant, Johnson, Alex, and unfortunately, one disqualification, which we might have to investigate, is Joe Breezy round out 18th.
I'm just looking now. He stopped once from medium to soft, so that is utter rubbish that he was disqualified for that.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that's unfortunate, but sometimes when you make those mistakes, it happens. Well, I'm looking on the thing now. It says Joe Breezy went from medium to hard. So
medium to hard, yes. So we're looking at that. We can even find out when he stopped. He stopped on lap 14. And then was disqualified on lap 34, which is unfair.
Yeah, I'm
Completely
not sure
unfair.
what's going to happen. Good luck to the stewards in determining that, because if this is all legitimate, and it's all to the AI, then how would the stewards rectify that where he finished? But we shall see. We'll see you guys next week, and hopefully we'll start doing some interviews here in the moment. But that rounds up Germany Grand Prix.
It's the race done now. We're going to get the top three in with us, are we?
Yeah, I'll try to get them into the party now.
We'll do it on. Are we still going to do it on stream?
Yes, sure.
Yeah, I don't see any reason why not. I'll get the Toro Rosso up on screen. There's our showroom. There it is. You know, it's 10 years to the day since Sebastian Buemi had his famous accident when his wheels fell off. Or he said was yesterday.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Actually, since this is your party, I think you have to do it.
Yeah, do you mind just suggesting them, then I'll invite them straight away.
Say that again, I'm sorry.
Yeah, do you mind just suggesting them? So if you go to invite, then they'll suggest for me. Then I'll be able to invite them straight away.
Oh, okay, yes.
Just because you've got the one your friends list and I don't. You have a nice panning shot of the Toro Rosso. The last Toro Rosso.
Kuzi. I don't think I'm friends with him. I'll see if Seafreeze can invite him in.
Sounds good. Can you imagine just the swearing that's coming out of Joe Breezy's mouth right now?
Oh, I can imagine. I think there was a lot of swearing for a lot of drivers throughout this race.
So, we'll just aim to get the drivers in as soon as possible. We've been instructed to get Breezy into the interview room too. Yeah. Alright, let's get them invited. And I can invite Seafreeze as well. Oh, have we got any more? There's Joe. Okie dokie. At least we can ask him how many swearing there was now.
Yes.
So we'll just wait and see for our top three to come in. There's one. There's one of the top three. Just be waiting on Seafreeze. There's Seafreeze.
And I don't have Kuzi, so if one of you guys want to invite Kuzi in, that'd be great.
Yep, I can.
Do you want to lead the interviews, Dre?
Sure. Once we get Kuzi in out, we can get kind of... What happened there? It said you got disqualified and had a penalty there, but I'm not sure what happened. So, what happened?
Well, apparently I did not use the required tire, even though 10 other people were on the same strategy at least. So,
I think that's the problem. I think that was a problem with the AI there because we checked and looked. You went on the mediums to the hard, and pretty much majority of the drivers did the exact same thing. And to my knowledge, I don't think you had any time penalties. So when you crossed the line for take the last lap, it said you were disqualified. You went straight ahead, so we were kind of shocked to see what the hell happened.
Well, I mean, it told me to pit on the last lap, or on lap 33. It told me that I needed to pit, and that ruined my whole race. So I was like, hopefully it's not gonna ruin, stop me, disqualify me. I had all the required tire, so I just kept going, and sure enough, it disqualified me. So not really too much I could do about that. I'm hoping I can get that somewhat fixed, but I don't really know.
Well, the stewards are going to have to get involved with that one, but I feel like that's going to be a very controversial move, whatever they decide to do, because how can you compensate cross the line on the last lap, P2 battling for the win, to suddenly being the last driver at P18? So good luck to them on that. We just want to get your thoughts on that. You've been battling with the leaders.
I think you are one of the stewards. I think potentially, I don't know. So you may be one of them, reviewing it.
Yeah, well,
so good
I'm
luck
glad
to you.
I don't have that job.
I know, Breeza, you didn't finish on the podium, and we still have you in there, but you managed to lead most of the race up to the last few laps, and then Seafreeze caught up to you. You were sent to pretty fast laps, so was there a situation where Seafreeze was just faster, or were you losing ERS or losing time somewhere? So what happened there?
Don't know if you could see my onboard, but in order to break away and stay away from Doogie and Seafreeze doing battles, I was burning everything I had. I thought I was comfortable. I had a 1.2 lead gap at one point. I wasn't really making any mistakes, but it seems like Seafreeze just turned it on. I was pretty much out. I had like 20% ERS. I had 0.3 laps of fuel in the car with still 4 laps to go. And I was like, all right, well, I guess I'm just going to have to fight for this position because I'm bare bones empty on ERS. So almost got to that point, but unfortunately coming around, I believe it was turn 2 or 3, I lost the rear end a little bit. Did the old drift, and pretty much gave Seafreeze the position just doing that, just making that mistake. So wasn't really that the tires were too worn or anything. I probably just turned on the ERS a little bit too soon. Made one mistake, lost the position, but either way, I'm sorry, Kersey, for the car not ghosting, kind of messing up your
you
lap.
almost gave me a heart attack.
That was not me. I was not in control.
I saw that too. You managed to get around there on the outside. I don't know how you managed to do that.
I immediately apologized. I made the decision to stay out, even though I knew that I could get disqualified. So I'm sorry, but I'm kind of glad that I was at least behind Seafreeze, and Dougie was able to get around me without having, my car in front of them and like crashing. Nobody crashed. Nobody lost position over that, so I'm pretty happy about that, that didn't cause any kind of incident and all kinds of problems. So, anyways, I just wanted to say congratulations to Seafreeze. His pace was pretty insane at the end. Congrats on the win. That was legit. I mean, you won that fair and square. And Doogie as well. You guys' pace was pretty insane. That safety car screwed me. So, I just wanted to say congratulations.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it.
JB, do you have any questions for Breezy?
No, you've covered everything. Very well done. So just commiserations to you, Joe.
Yeah. Well, let's talk to our race winner, Seafreeze. Started on pole. Started off for the first few laps, managed to take the lead, but then Dougie gets around you at one point, and pretty much you were ready to get into P2 for most of the race, but then, like he said, you turned it up on the last after the last safety car and managed to get around. So what was your race like?
It was, not gonna lie, it was one of the toughest races, in a long time. I had to work for that one. Me and Kersey put a lot of practice in this week, but, I don't know. I just felt like my pace on the hards, as it got closer to the end, I feel like my car was able to turn on more. And I just have to say that thanks to Dougie for not battling me too hard, because if we would have kept battling, we would have lost position on Breezy. So if Dougie kept battling, then I wouldn't have won it, but we kind of used each other to move up. But yeah, I mean, I don't know, it was just... it was a good race to come back to, which I needed. This guy over here, Breezy's been beating me the last 4 races, so I had to beat him once. So I'm happy.
So yeah, with Breezy leading by 20 points, we'll have to see what happens after the stewards just determine that. But to my knowledge, C3, you're now back in the championship lead.
Yeah, I mean, that'd be cool, you know. We'll take it. But there's still a lot of races left, 7 left, and there's a lot of good tracks for all of us, so it should vary throughout the season. But overall, I think the top guys are all on pace with each other, and it really could go any other way. I was expecting more penalties from everybody, but one here or there was actually quite good, so I was actually quite surprised on that hand.
Good. JB, you have any questions?
Oh, I know, JB. JB, I'm also wearing black underwear for you. All right, just I know the question would come up.
It's all right. I'm not wearing any for you.
Oh,
So,
shit.
oh yeah.
Okay.
I'm feeling slutty today. No, just one question. Have you considered the Classic League for 2020 yet? With running it with the new Benetton and Jordan car? No one wants the Ferrari. Everyone wants only the Benetton and Jordan.
Oh man, I mean, I'm not too much of a classic car guy, but if there's a high demand, I'm sure we can have an event on a Sunday, as we usually have some events on Sundays. And if we get a good grid, maybe we can stream it. So yeah, sure. I don't know if I'll be partaking in it because I'm not a huge fan, but if the other guys want to do it, then sure, we'll do it.
Well, cool. Let's go with Dougie. Dougie, you've been for the top 3. You guys have been really with each other the entire race. You've been kind of on the end of that, trying to get around C3 while C3's trying to get around Breezy. So walk us through your race. You managed to stay P3 pretty much the entire race, but through the situation with Breezy, you managed to move up to P2. So how was your race?
Quite perplexing, I guess, in a sense. Confused a lot why I'm up in second, because it was alright. Qualified 6th. Had a kind of poor qualifying. Got a good start. Got up to 3rd in the start, and I was kind of surprised how I got to 3rd. It was kind of a bit like one of those things. And then, it was more about just trying to manage the gap, try not to lose the DRS because it's so important on this track. So the moment you lose it, you're basically like a sitting duck. So just trying to manage the gap from Kersey, but obviously because I lost away from the DRS, Kersey was managed to get past me. So I was kind of thinking of just overcutting everyone and hoping for probably a safety car, which it came out. At the moment I was still thinking about I need a safety car if I was going to get anywhere to have a good point or a podium, a decent podium, or maybe even a shock win. So that came out. Had a good pace in our tires, actually. Surprised by that, and I knew that I had to get past Freeze at least for one time, so at least he can probably re-overtake me and then try push the gap to Freeze and try and use all his pace. And all I had to do was just hope and pray I could maintain that, and it kind of worked out in the end. But yeah, it was a bit unlucky for Breezy getting that disqualification because it didn't make any sense. So I don't know. So yeah, that's why it's kind of perplexing in a way. But yeah, happy for P2. It was good. It was tough, but it is what it is.
Well, great. Excuse me, JB, do you have any questions or comments?
I do, actually. Dougie, in the event of the stewards asking you to give up your second place, would you, in good conscience, give it up for Joe Breezy if he was reinstated second place?
That's a difficult question, actually. I don't know. Maybe I'll think about it, but maybe so. I'll think about it. But
I don't think you just give. I don't think you just voluntarily. Oh, go ahead, but.
He doesn't voluntarily do it, but it's
Go ahead,
just
just take it for me, Like I'm over here thinking, all right, cool, But
I mean, it's beyond in my control. And you have to also have to think about it if it's also in your position as well. If it happened to you, would you want to do that?
You gotta be somewhat fair.
You have to be somewhat fair. Yeah, as you say.
I agree.
I think it's difficult to say what the person would do. I think Sterling. I think we talked about Sterling Moss the other day, saying that he gave up. He helped Mike Hawthorne to get reinstated his qualification, and that won him the World Championship and lost Sterling Moss the championship. So that's a thing.
Are you saying you're Sterling Moss of TCR?
So
if I just give Breezy this championship, am I the new Sterling Moss? Well, am I like?
No, you're Denny Hull. You're Denny Hull. You can't be Sterling Moss. Only me or Dougie can be Sterling Moss.
Effectively, yeah.
Well, I'm not British, so
You're not wildly good looking like me and Dougie.
I mean, I haven't won a championship yet, so technically it counts. So.
Hey, the new Sterling Moss, Dougie Falcons.
But yeah, so I wouldn't mind. It's beyond my control. It's beyond the stewards and what they say, but yeah, it is what it is.
Oh damn! I just helped out Dre.
So yeah, we'll see what happens if there has to be an appeal process and all of that. We'll see. I imagine that will be the chat for the weekend among the stewards. But let's go with Kuzi with the other Toro Rossos. So 2 Toro Rossos on the podium. Kuzi, you were been battling with Keochin and Xandamar and a little bit with Dougie as well. You managed to make it on the podium. So a good run for you. So how do you feel? How's things going?
It's all right. It's the first podium of the season. First time I could really complete the whole race. And it's kind of mixed feelings because it was kind of it was a long time coming kind of thing. And in practice, all week, like I said, Chris said we were putting a lot of practice this whole week, and the pace was looking really strong, and I wasn't able to execute it at all in the race or in qualifying. I kept making a lot of driver errors that kept letting people back in DRS, or just that would compromise an overtake down the straight or whatever the case may be. So I don't know if it'll stand with the whole thing with Breezy going on, but I think I got more penalties in this race than I did the entire week of practice. So it was a little sloppy from my end, so I'm not too happy with it, but a 4th or a podium, whatever the case may be, is worse than probably what it could have been. So it's kind of a mixed feeling for me, but obviously I'm aware, like I said, it could have been a lot worse. So I guess I'll take it, but
I mean, we'll take it for sure. I mean, our goal is to get to those Haas's, and we beat both of them today. So we got a few championships to close down this half of season. So we're all business here at Toro Rosso, just so you all know.
I can imagine. That's all I have. JP, do you have any last questions?
No, just congratulations to everyone, apart from Joe Breezy. Unless you do corner Dre and actually tackle him and make him give you back second place, then congratulations for tackling Dre the steward.
Where's he at? I'll come get him. Office linebacker.
You need to stay 6 feet away though. We have spatial distancing.
You got mask.
You just bring a long stick, Breezy, just like a 6-foot stick, and just there you go. All right.
Well, JP, you want to close this out? I think next week we're racing at Italy, I believe. I may be wrong.
So the Italian team,
Italy.
The Italian team took out the top step today at Germany. Can they do the same thing next week at the Italian Grand Prix? Well, we'll find out next time, same place, on Facebook and on YouTube. My name is JB. Thank you so much for watching, and thank you to all the podium sitters and Joe Breezy for joining us. And thank you, Dre, for joining us, as always. Yes, there we go. Thank you. It's politeness. Hope you all stay safe this weekend and have a very good time. Obviously, we want to make sure everyone in the world is staying very safe due to this current climax. My name is JB. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you again next week. Have a very good time. Ta-ra, guys.